Fellers, our friends at Gaijin Entertainment have finally woken up. 2 days ago, we received an Aces of Thunder update, if you guys still remember the name of this game. I've been committed to covering it for the last, year now, and the last time that we had an update was in February. At the Luftwaffe aircraft release, where they said that the Russian aircraft release was going to be coming soon. It's been 131 days since the last update to Aces of Thunder. I was starting to think the game was dead. 100% dead. And honestly, the biggest thing to come with this news is the fact that they are still working on it. And that the Yak 3 is coming. In my predictions, I had never mentioned the Yak 3. I'd only seen the Yak 9, the LA-5N, and the IL-2M. The Yak 3 is a huge addition to this lineup of aircraft and is going to be very competitive and fun. It fits the BR perfectly. I couldn't really imagine a game where this wasn't included. So that really is the big news. They are still working on it and the Yak 3, but we're going to go through the video anyway to see if there's anything new to offer in there. But first I'll read their post that came with this update on Instagram. It says, "Welcome to our regular news article." That's hilarious. Where we show you aircraft that will arrive with the launch of the upcoming realistic flight simulator Aces of Thunder, currently in development for the PlayStation VR 2. This time we'll touch on the aircraft that were used on the Eastern Front. The addition of the Soviet Air Force and Aces of Thunder will welcome aircraft that are capable of taking on the wonders of the mighty German aircraft. These are the Yak 9, which is also flown by Yugoslav partisans, the lighter and more agile Yak 3, and the somewhat maneuverable LA-5N. But it's impossible not to talk about the earlier IL-2 attack aircraft, as it's one of the most known aircraft in history, nicknamed by its designers as the Flying Tank. This aircraft has bombs that are capable of destroying German armor. These aircraft will be immediately unlocked and available to players at the start of Aces of Thunder. Just like all the aircraft in the game, there's going to be no grind. Whatever one you want to take into combat missions in virtual reality is entirely your choice, and soon we'll continue our news, this time about aircraft of the country represented in the game, which held back the power of the Luftwaffe early in the war. So we're going to be talking about Great Britain next. Now, I already have a few aircraft that I think are confirmed for it. I think it was the Mosquito Mark 6, the Spitfire Trop, and the Typhoon with the 20 mils. But that does leave a slot. It seems like everybody's trying to have 2 fighter aircraft for their country lineup. So similar to Russia, we're probably going to have a confirmation of a higher Spitfire in there. Let's go into the video, shall we? We start off in the LA-5N. It looks like we're shooting down a Japanese torpedo bomber here. Nice and on fire with a wingman. The Yak 3 is really prominent throughout this whole video because I do think this is the major announcement. The IL-2 is spotted. And then there's this very interesting shot where it seems like Hammerman is going head-on with 1, 2, 3, at least 3 BF-109s. And if you look off into the distance, it looks like there is an entire lineup of them in the background. And I don't know, I can't really be convinced that these are all player controlled aircraft. And I know this is supposed to be a multiplayer only game, but maybe they've thrown some bots in here. Maybe there's a way that you can like custom set up a custom battle if there aren't any people online. So I think that would please a ton of people. I know they've come out and said that there's not going to be a single player campaign, and that's what a lot of people were looking for in this. Not me in particular, but people were saying that if people fall off online, then the game's going to completely die. But a custom mode like this would really spice things up for those people. We also see an IL-2 ground run. Again, you see the tanks, and it's very similar ground vehicles as there are in War Thunder itself. Again, flying closer formation with that Yak 3. IL-2 ground striking with the rockets. So there are 2 things I want to point out here that I think are maybe a little concerning and maybe don't support the fact that 6 months ago, 7 months ago, they said that we're finally ready for release. And like, I believe they're getting a stable FPS like they claimed 131 days ago. But I don't necessarily believe that they are ready for release at this point. And I know I'm going to really nitpick here, but they deserve it after not updating us for this long. I need to be 100% transparent here. So the Yak gets shot through the cockpit by those head-on 109s, and you see the bullets enter straight through the fuselage and the engine compartment of the plane. Those things would never get through there. Judging by how close they are together, those are your simple 7.92 machine guns. I don't know why that animation is going all the way into the cockpit. The other thing is right here at the end. At first I thought that there was some animation of the grass going down as the IL-2 slid along the ground, but the closer you look at it, the more you realize that that one plane has 2 shadows. You see it? The one plane has 2 shadows here. Now, it's not our plane. It wouldn't make sense with the descent right here. I don't believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I really do think this one plane has 2 shadows. The shadow that would be for us is too far away in relation to the shadow for the other plane, and moves instead with relation to the other aircraft and not ours. That is pretty much my only reason for why I believe the game isn't 100% ready. I just don't think it's as ready as they say they are. I think they dropped development for a few months to fix some issues with War Thunder or some other games. I'm not really sure, but it's clear they stopped development for a bit. They say they were so ready, and now all of a sudden they're dropping updates that probably should have come 100 days ago. It leads me to believe that they stopped for about those 100 days. And now I feel like I'm just rambling over a 20-second video. If you guys want other updates, if you guys want to see some better quality content when it comes to updates for Aces of Thunder, meaning just more variety, more game sense as to what we're expecting, check out some of my other videos. Check out this playlist here. It's got everything you need to know, including everything we know about Aces of Thunder. Twice. If you guys have any thoughts, anything I missed, please let me know. Appreciate you. Adios.